Hi beautiful, welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm going to share with you all of the best items available at Sephora that you can get with a discount during the Sephora VIB sale. So the Sephora sale starts on the 28th for Rouge members. It starts on November 1st for VIBs and November the 3rd for Beauty Insiders. And as per usual, you can shop multiple times throughout the term of the sale. It doesn't have to be just a one-time purchase. I have a list of absolutely everything I'm going to talk about in today's video down below in the description box. So definitely check it out if you're interested in any of these products. Everything is listed and linked down there. This video is probably going to be pretty long, so I will also have some timestamps down below so that if you want to go to a specific section of the video, you can get there a little bit faster. One more thing I wanted to ask is if you're going to support my channel by shopping through the links that I'm leaving you in the description box, which obviously is greatly appreciated. I would really appreciate it if you did so using a browser rather than the Sephora app, because I don't think I get credit when you shop using the Sephora app. Let's go ahead and start. My first category is tools, like a few random things I have to share with you, and then we'll go into skincare, makeup, etc. So the first product I want to recommend to you is my favorite daily cleanser for my brushes. I use this almost every day. In fact, I need to restock on this one myself. I'm fully out. This is a great daily cleaner for your brushes because it is not harsh. The Cinema Secrets one, for example, I know gets great reviews, and it honestly is better than this one at taking the makeup off of your brushes right away. But I have natural hair brushes, and that one strips the brushes from moisture and it leaves them ugly looking. So this one here has a lot of nourishing ingredients in it, and it leaves your brushes really nice and nourished, and your brushes will not lose their shape and they will last you for a very long time. So I can't recommend this Sephora brush cleaner enough. Another tool type product I wanted to recommend to you is these makeup eraser towelettes. So these are probably not the specific ones on the Sephora website right now, but they have other bundles. I'll have it linked down below with this size and shape. So this is what I've been using lately to take off my makeup. It's not as big as the makeup eraser towels, which are nice, but I feel like you end up wasting a lot of it because you only need to use a piece of the towel to get your makeup off, and then you might end up throwing it in the wash without fully taking advantage of the whole thing. So I really like that they created these little towelettes right here. So they take all of the makeup off very easily, and they're also really nice and gentle on your face. Another product I can't live without is my fancy Shiseido cotton squares. So this is fancy cotton, I know, but it is so good. I use this not to take my makeup off, although sometimes I do take my eye makeup off with them, but usually I use these for my toners and my essences. And the reason I love them is because you don't waste any product. So you know, a bottle of toner or essence can be from $20 to $40, $50, sometimes even more expensive than that. And you definitely don't want to get a really nice product for your face and for it to end up on your cotton when you put it on. So these fancy little cotton squares right here make sure that all of the product actually gets delivered to your face very easily, and they are of course extremely soft as well, so I highly recommend them. Now let's go ahead and start with some skincare, kind of in the order in which I apply things. And the first thing I always do is melt my makeup off, and I have not been able to find a better makeup melter than the Green Clean from Pharmacy. Now I want to make emphasis on shop the one that I linked down below, because usually they make limited edition versions of this, or they put different scents in them. And when I tell you, every time I have tried a different version of the Green Clean, I'm disappointed. I just really highly recommend that you buy the original Green Clean Balm. My favorite thing about this is that it leaves your skin nice and nourished. It takes absolutely 100% of your makeup off. And most importantly, because this is the issue I have with a lot of makeup melters, it doesn't leave any residue behind. so highly recommend this one. Then I usually follow up with a face cleanser. My favorite one, and it's been my favorite one for years as well, is the Pharmacy Whipped Greens. This is like a thick, moussey, very foamy type of cleanser. It leaves my face squeaky clean. It doesn't strip it of moisture. A little bit goes a huge way because, like I said, it's super thick and foamy. I have used several of these because it is just the best cleanser for my face ever. I absolutely love this one. I am going to talk about skincare for different skin types when it comes to toners and essences and moisturizers and eye creams, and also for different skin concerns because I want you guys covered, right? But when it comes to cleansers, these two that I just mentioned work for every single skin type, and I haven't tried anything that I like better. So I'm sticking with Pharmacy as far as cleansers are concerned. Next, let's talk about BHA, AHA toners, which is usually what I use to keep my pores clean, to keep acne away, to exfoliate, etc. And I have 3 different ones that I want to share with you, and they basically have different levels of strength, right? The most gentle one on your skin, the one that will work for sensitive skin 100%, is this one right here, also from Pharmacy. Didn't notice, but I love it. So as you can see, mine is like all the way down here. I've been using the heck out of this one. This is the Deep Sweep 2% BHA pore cleaning toner. It has moringa and papaya. This is going to clean the skin, it's going to take care of texture, it's going to get blackheads out, etc. However, if you have something really deep into your skin, it might not bring it out right away. There are definitely more potent ones out there, but this is just a basic maintenance toner that you can use on a daily basis, and it works wonders. Step 2 for when you need a little bit more action would be this one right here. This is from Paula's Choice. It is the Skin Perfecting 2% BHA exfoliant. This one has salicylic acid. It unclogs and shrinks pores. It smooths an even skin tone. It is a very lightweight liquid and it absorbs very, very quickly. Again, for texture, for pores, for acne, this right here works wonders. I absolutely love Paula's Choice. It's one of my favorite skincare brands, and this is one of her best products she's released. I recommend this to absolutely everyone. It's not, I don't think, as gentle maybe as this one, but I have pretty sensitive skin and I have never ever had a reaction to this one. I love it. I do find that this one is a bit more potent than the Pharmacy one. If I were to recommend one over the other, I actually would recommend the Paula's Choice over this one because I find it to be a bit more effective. However, this one is much better if you have very, very sensitive skin. Third and last exfoliant slash toner type situation are the Dr. Dennis Gross peel pads. I'll put a picture right here because I don't currently have any in my collection. But these are a 2-step chemical peel, and this gets everything out. These Dr. Dennis Gross peel pads are definitely the strongest one of all of these exfoliators I'm showing you. You can also use them daily, but really what I usually use them for, because I do prefer to use my Paula's Choice as my daily one, is I kind of get a box if there's something that is bothering me under my skin. I use these for a week or 2 until the issue is solved, and then I save the rest for whenever another issue arises, and I use the Paula's Choice for a daily basis because this one helps with acne and blackheads and all of the rest of the stuff. The next product is right between an essence and a serum, so I'm putting it right in the middle of both categories, and it is this one right here, the Rose Deep Hydration Oil Infused Serum. This is actually considered a serum. I sometimes use it more like a essence type product, and I still put another serum on top. Anyways, this is the most hydrating product ever. It is extremely thin, so it goes deep into your skin, it deeply hydrates, and then it has this layer of oil that you can kind of feel on top. It's not like super greasy, it's actually pretty lightweight, but you can definitely see the oil kind of stay on top, which is going to ensure that your face stays hydrated for a long period of time. This is great for hydration and nourishment. It is fantastic for dry skin like mine and for sensitive skin as well. And I love it. I highly, highly recommend it. Another serum that I've been using and absolutely loving is this one right here. This is the Paula's Choice 0.3% retinol plus 2% buccal treatment. It has peptides and vitamin C, so a little bit of everything. This one targets lines and wrinkles, and it reveals firmer looking skin underneath. I love this thing. First of all, I have the security that I'm doing something to combat fine lines and wrinkles, which is great because we are 30, we are not getting any younger, okay? And I've been a chicken about retinol for the longest time. This has a very, very small percentage, but I feel good about it. And my skin has never had any sensitivity to this serum right here. Now, the best thing that this serum did for me was actually help me with some texture. Before I started using this one, which has not been part of my skincare routine for around 6 months, I put it on almost every night. I was pretty concerned with like texture that I had right here, right under the highlighter area, and it drove me crazy. When I started using this one, within, I want to say a week, maybe a week and a half, all of those bumps that I had right under here went away, and I have felt a lot more confident about my highlighter usage lately. And like I said, it has a bit of retinol in it, so it is an anti-aging serum and it helps with fine lines and wrinkles, and I love it. This is another favorite Paula's Choice skincare product for me, and I highly, highly recommend it. Let's talk about moisturizer first, and I'm going to start with the best moisturizer for oily skin. This is highly, highly rated. It is from Tatcha. This is the Tatcha water cream. When I tell you, every single person I know who has oily skin is the biggest fan of this one. This moisturizer has the most lightweight texture to it. It sinks right into the skin and it feels completely weightless. Let me put a little bit right there to show you. It's also very gentle, and if you have oily skin, this is not going to make you feel or look oily throughout the day. It literally feels like you just put water on the skin. So if you have oily skin, oh, it smells so good. So if you have oily skin and you're looking for a fantastic, fantastic lightweight, water weight, we'll call it, moisturizer, this one right here is the one to go with because it feels like nothing. It hydrates your face and it wears beautifully under makeup throughout the day. For normal or combination skin, I'm actually recommending a new moisturizer this time around. This is the Ole Henriksen Strength Trainer Moisturizer. This is full of peptides. I have actually used this one lately quite a bit and I really like it. It's pretty lightweight, but at the same time it kind of feels like it packs a bit of a punch, definitely a bit thicker than the water cream by Tatcha. This one you can definitely feel a bit on the skin, but it's still a gel rather than a cream, so it doesn't feel as thick. And if you have combination or normal skin, this is not going to make you look oilier throughout the day. Besides that, this one is full of peptides, ceramides, and collagen, so it is a very plumping, hydrating, skin repairing type of moisturizer. And so obviously I highly recommend it, plus it's got a really nice price point as well. And then last but not least, it wouldn't be a me recommendations video if I didn't recommend the moisturizer that I use on a daily basis. I never ever skip on my Magic Cream unless I'm trying something else at the moment. But Magic Cream has been my ride or die moisturizer for the longest time. I've been using Magic Cream for now probably around, I want to say 3 to 4 years, and I'm still as obsessed with it as the first day I put it on. I just find that with my very dry skin, this is the moisturizer that wears best underneath makeup for me. It makes my makeup look glowy. It makes my makeup lay perfectly on my face. I know this one is a pretty penny, but there's actually a couple of bundles that have it at Sephora that are a bit more discounted, and I just highly recommend it. I cannot get over Magic Cream. I have yet to find something that I like better or that works better for my very, very dry skin. So if you, like me, have extremely dry skin, if you struggle with your makeup looking dry or cakey, on your skin, this right here might just be the solution for that. As far as eye creams is concerned, if your main issue for your under eye area is puffiness, the eye cream that I recommend is the black tea eye cream from Fresh. This does miracles when it comes to puffiness, so I highly recommend it if that is your main struggle. And it is also a really nice, hydrating, nourishing, and anti-aging eye cream. I absolutely love the texture of the black tea eye cream from Fresh, and I highly recommend it. Now, if you want something at a bit of a lower price point, and also if your main issue is discoloration or very fine lines, the one that I would recommend is this one here from Glow Recipe. This is the Guava Vitamin C Bride Eye Cream. It is a gel. It is really nice for the under eye area. I've been using it for now probably 2 to 3 weeks. I've seen a difference actually in my under eyes, which is crazy. I do find that they look a little bit brighter, and I love how nourishing this feels even though it is a gel formula. Plus, I have a bit of a vitamin C sensitivity, and I have not had any issues with the vitamin C in this eye cream at all. Usually I just put it around my eye area and then I put whatever's left on my smile lines, just for a little bit of an extra care right there. Anyways, Glow Recipe actually sent this one to me not too long ago, and ever since I tried it, I have been absolutely loving it. Third and last eye cream that I'm recommending is just if you want brightness underneath the eyes and also a bit of anti-aging. This is the eye cream that I have been using for the longest. It is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Eye Rescue. This one is anti-aging. It is full of peptides. It's got shea butter. It's got nourishing oils in it. And it's got these pearls that make the light reflect off of your under eyes. And so it kind of hides your under eye circles a little bit. If you have tried and loved Magic Cream, you will absolutely love the Magic Eye Rescue from Charlotte Tilbury as well. Almost done with the skincare section. I only have one more skincare product to talk about, and it is also from Paula's Choice. This is the Youth Extending Daily Hydrating Fluid. It's got an SPF of 50, and it is my absolute favorite sunscreen for my face ever created. I have heard that if you have very oily skin, you're not going to love this one. However, if you have combination normal or dry skin like I do, you will love it. This is the most lightweight SPF I have ever tried. This sinks right into your skin. It gives your skin this really gorgeous glow to it. And of course, it will protect you from the sun. I've never used an SPF that I like better than this one because it doesn't even feel like you're wearing SPF at all. It just feels like you added an extra layer of your moisturizer, which is amazing because I really dislike the heavy feeling of SPF, and you will not get that with this one at all whatsoever. So I absolutely love it. If you're in need of a new sunscreen, this is the one for you. For hair, I have two products to recommend to you. One of them is this one right here. This is the Color Wow Extra Large Bombshell Volumizer, and this is the only way that I can have curls in my hair. My hair loves to be flat. I have like medium thickness hair, and I have a whole lot of it, and it just loves to be straight. And using this on damp hair, whenever I use the curling barrel on my Dyson Airwrap, this is the only way that I can get my curls to look beautiful and defined and last for a couple of days. So overall, just an amazing product. I love it. And then the next hair care product I wanted to recommend is this one right here. This is the Verb Ghost Oil. This gives your hair nourishment. It helps with dryness. It is pretty lightweight, and the main reason I love it is that it gives your hair the most incredible shine to it. If you love shiny hair, you need this Verb Ghost Oil for sure. You guys know I am obsessed, in love with the Dyson Airwrap. I just recently uploaded a video showing you guys the difference between the new one I just got and the previous version from last year, and I honestly love them both. If you have last year's version, don't feel the need to get the new one, but if you've been thinking of getting a Dyson in general and you haven't yet, but this might be the year for you, I do highly recommend that you get the new Dyson. First of all, I am beyond obsessed with this new packaging. I love that the airflow can now switch right and left without having to change your little wand. I also love that the Dyson comes with the long barrels. You don't have to buy additional ones in order to make it work if you have long hair. And this is simply the best blow dryer I have ever had. I highly recommend it. You can style your hair so many different ways with this. You can have it wavy, you can have it curly, you can have it straight. It makes your flyaway hairs go away with the different attachments. Just an incredible, incredible product, and I cannot recommend it enough. I was saying in my video the other day how before I had the Dyson, I used to barely ever, if ever, dry my hair. I never ever did it. And so when I first bought my Dyson, I thought it was going to be a huge waste of money because I didn't ever dry my hair. But ever since I've had it, which has been over a year now, I use it so much, a lot more than I even imagined. I'm not gonna say every time I wash my hair, but if I wash my hair 5 times out of the month, 4 out of the 5, I do dry it with my Dyson Airwrap, which for me, as someone who never used to dry her hair before, is, I think, incredible. But I just honestly love how it comes out dry and styled all at the same time. And then the last product I have that I wanted to recommend with you is this one right here from T3. This is the T3 Lucia ID, I think it's called. I'll link it down below. It is not only the most beautiful flat iron I have ever owned and ever seen, it is pretty lightweight as well, and it works in an instant. You need one single pass for each hair section, and your hair is going to be not only very straight, but also so shiny. This is the most incredible product. I think it also has some kind of smart technology in it that kind of detects the amount of degrees that you need for your hair as well, which is incredible. I just really love this one. I've never had a flat iron that I love as much. I had the dry bar one before, and trust me, this one is so much better. Moving on to fragrances, I have 4 fragrances that I have been absolutely loving lately. 2 of them I've recommended in previous videos, and 2 of them are new. So the ones that I have recommended are these right here. This is the YSL Libre fragrance. This is so sexy, okay? It smells nice and woody, maybe a little bit musky. It's got flowers in it. It lasts on me for so long. Really nice and strong, very sexy, and it's not spicy. I do not like spicy fragrances. It is just perfection. This next one I've also recommended before, and this one is more of a daytime fragrance for me. It is my Chance Chanel Eau Fresh. This smells like the freshest scent ever. This is what I imagine walking through a valley would smell like. It's just so fresh and so airy and so breezy. I love it. I just love this one. Another one that I really love that is very nice and fresh, but this one also has some flowers in it. With this one, I picture myself walking through a whole bunch of very fresh smelling flowers. Is the Versace Bright Crystal. I have a little one of this. I took it with me when I went to Europe, and every time I smell it, it reminds me of it. This is another wonderful fragrance for the daytime because it just smells so fresh and so beautiful. And like I said, this one does have some more flowers mixed in there, and I just highly recommend this one. 4th and last fragrance I'm recommending is one of the newest ones in my collection. This is from Viktor and Rolf. It is called Good Fortune Eau de Parfum. I love this one, and this one, for me at least, is definitely an evening fragrance. It says on the notes, I was just reading because I was curious about what the base note was, and it says it's got bourbon vanilla, and that is pretty much exactly what it smells like. It's like this strong woody scent, but also very sweet all at the same time. And then it's got some other notes on top of flowers like jasmine. For me, this is definitely an evening scent because I find it a lot more sexy and mysterious than I do light and airy. So for the daytime, I like light, airy scents. For the evening time, I prefer darker, sexier scents, and that is kind of what this is and what the difference is between these and the previous ones I showed you. So for me, these 2 are like evening, nighttime scents, and these 2 right here are a little bit more daytime. Time to start talking about makeup, and I'm going to talk about it in the order in which I do things. So I'm going to start with eyebrows, and the first product I want to recommend for you is if you want your eyebrows to look nice and fluffy and kind of feather out like mine do, you need the Anastasia Brow Freeze. This is the gel that I use on my eyebrows every single day. It is what makes them nice and fluffy. It's changed my brow game forever, and I don't know what I would do if I didn't have this product in my collection. So if you need a brow gel that is amazing and you want nice fluffy brows the way I do mine, if you hate my eyebrows, then of course stay away. But if you like the way I do my eyebrows, then go for this one right here. This is the Anastasia Brow Freeze. And something else that I would recommend you get with it is this brush. When I first bought this brush, I was like, I need a new eyebrow brush, like a hole in the head. But I bought it anyways because it was recommended for the brow freeze. And when I tell you that ever since I've had it, which is definitely from when I first bought my first brow freeze, like 4 brow freezes ago, I have not stopped using it. This pulley right here kind of tells my eyebrows who's boss, and it places them exactly where they need to be placed. And then on the other side, it has a little spatula that you can use to kind of press your brows down if you need to. I very rarely use the spatula side, but this side is everything. Also keep in mind that I clean my spoolie almost every day with the Refresh brush cleaner thing from Sephora, because if you let the gel dry in there and you go to use it too many days in a row, I feel like I can use it one more day without cleaning it, but the second day it starts giving me white flakes on my eyebrows, and nobody wants white flakes on their eyebrows. So just make sure that your brush is clean when you're using the brow freeze. That is key. As far as eyebrow pencils are concerned, the Charlotte Tilbury Brow Cheat has been a favorite of mine since basically it came out, which I think was probably a year and a half ago now. This has incredible packaging, incredible pigmentation, and my favorite thing is that you have to make a $25 initial purchase, and then you can change the cartridge for $15 each time. In fact, this cartridge little thingy I'm using right now is brand new. I just changed it a couple of weeks ago, and I don't have any more back stock of them, so I need to purchase some more. But this is one of the cheaper high-end eyebrow pencils in the long run because it's refillable and the refills are only $15 rather than having to spend $25 each time. Plus it's better for the environment, and the packaging is really nice. I've had it for a year and a half and all of the letters are intact. They haven't been erased by me using it or anything. It looks pretty much brand new, which I really appreciate. This is quality stuff right here. Last but not least, I love to combine my brow pencil with a brow pen, and a brow pen that I've been using a lot lately is this one from Benefit. This is called the Brow Micro Filing Pen right here, and it's got this little tip to it which draws, let me show you, kind of hair-like strokes divided like that. It's got really nice pigmentation. I have mine in the deep brown shade, and I just love to use this one to fill in the gaps that the pencil can't fill. Basically the pencil fills in my eyebrow, but it doesn't make dark enough hair-like strokes to match the darkness of my natural eyebrow hairs, and so a brow pen is how I fix that issue, and this Benefit one is amazing. Moving on to primers, the first primer kind I want to talk about is an eyeshadow primer, and I actually fully ran out of my favorite one, which is the Rare Beauty Eyelid Primer. Here's a picture of it right there. When I tell you I have never ever in my life ever run out of an eyelid primer before, I usually switch mine and I'm onto like a newer one before I'm done with my tube. And that is definitely not the case with this Rare Beauty eyeshadow primer because I just loved it so much. I fully used the whole entire thing and I can't wait to get my hands on another one. It is just perfect, okay? It has a bit of coverage, so if you have redness on your eyelids, it'll cover that redness, and then it's not too dry matte where it makes my eyelids feel stiff, and it's also not too oily where it makes my eyeshadow stick too hard to like a specific part of it. It's just the perfect nice creamy consistency with the perfect amount of coverage. It's the best eyeshadow primer I have ever tried, and I couldn't possibly recommend it enough. Plus it sits at a really nice price point as well. I just love it. Moving on to foundation primers, and nobody asked me why I have so many in front of me, but I just do, and they all do different things, so let me just explain. First of all, if you need a mattifying and blurring foundation primer, this one right here is the one I recommend. So for combination or oily skin, this is the one, the Milk Mattifying Makeup Primer. If you have dry skin like mine and you for some reason want a mattifying primer, this actually will not dry you out, which is amazing. So if I ever wear something very oily on top and I just want to make sure that my natural oils don't come throughout the day because it's going to be too much together, this is the primer that I've been reaching for. It fills my pores a little bit, it blurs everything a little bit, and it keeps my natural oils, which I don't have many of them, but it keeps them at bay, okay? If what you want is something that is going to add glow rather than take it away underneath your foundation, then the one I recommend, it's obviously the Hollywood Flawless Filter from Charlotte Tilbury. I've had this one for so long, and this is the best highlighting product for underneath your foundation. In fact, you can also use it on top of your foundation, just dotting it and blending it, and it also will give you a very natural looking highlight. I don't want to talk about this one too long because you guys know it's bomb, it's the best, and I love it. Now, if you want a primer that is going to give you a little bit of coverage, and I sometimes do because I'm going to put a skin tint on top and I want some of my redness to go away. I know I have primers for everything, I'm telling you. I recommend this one right here. This is the Yummy Skin Balm from the Nisamyrix. I use mine in shade 3. And this not only blurs my pores and gets my face fully ready for makeup, but it also has some coverage to it. So if my cheeks are a little bit red that day, or if I just want a little bit of added coverage because I'm wearing a skin tint that is not going to have as much coverage on top, this right here is the product that I go for. This is just such a unique item. You can also use this one to kind of blur things and keep oils at bay on top of your makeup, and it works wonders for that. Did you see? Did you see? If you want to make your pores disappear on top of your makeup, it'll do that for you. It'll go grocery shopping and clean your house as well. No, but seriously, it is an amazing product, and also something that I like to wear a lot if I want to have that no makeup look and be out the door in 5 minutes, because I can just kind of slap it on with my fingers. It'll cover my pores, it'll mattify and give me coverage all at the same time. It's witchcraft. It's so amazing. Now, I do still have to recommend my all-time favorite primer, and that is this one right here from Tatcha. This will not go grocery shopping for you, but it'll do the most at blurring out your pores and making your foundation look absolutely stunning all throughout the day. If you have dry skin like mine, I recommend the Liquid Silk Canvas. A little bit of this goes a very, very long way. I actually finally finished mine, which I've had for years. And I just love this thing right here. I feel like my makeup looks beautiful all day. It makes my skin look flawless. It wears amazing underneath any foundation I want to put it under, and it is just the best primer. I know it is pricey, it is a pretty penny, but I highly recommend this one. Done with the primers, let's move on to foundation, and I also have a few different ones to show you. If you're looking for a skin tint, I have two to recommend. My fancy version is definitely the Westman Atelier skin tint. This is pretty new in my collection, but I have been loving it. It makes my skin look so beautifully perfected. It hides my redness, and it has the most intense moisture to it. Now, this is definitely for you only if you have very dry skin like mine and you like to look glowy, because if you're not trying to go for the glazed donut look, you're going to hate it. But if you like very glowy products, very lightweight products that have a beautiful sheer to medium coverage, this Westman Atelier tint is amazing. The more affordable skin tint I'm recommending is the Rare Beauty one. I love this product. It has a beautiful medium coverage. It's actually a skin tint that will work on a lot of different complexions. As far as combination and oily, also seem to love it. I have very dry skin. I'm obsessed with it. Really budget friendly, extremely lightweight, amazing medium coverage. Not enough good things I can say about this one. You need it. If you're looking for a matte finish foundation, I actually have a new favorite this time around, and it is this one right here. This is the Power Fabric Plus foundation from Armani. This has been reformulated. It has a beautiful medium buildable to full coverage, an amazing matte finish that will not dry you out. So if you have combination skin and you're looking for something that has a matte finish to help with the oily areas, but you don't want it to dry out your dry areas, this is definitely the product for you. And even if you have dry skin like me and you're looking for a matte finish foundation, then this is also the one for you because it's not going to dry out your skin. If you have oily and combination skin, you'll love that this one helps control oils, and it is just a fantastic product. 24-hour wear, an SPF of 25, and it looks absolutely fantastic on the skin. Last but not least, my all-time favorite foundation that I can never seem to put down, and it's always my go-to for sure. This one has a medium coverage with a glowy but not too shiny finish, natural to glowy finish we'll say, and it is the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation. This is very liquidy, which I love because it looks very lightweight on my skin. It never makes me look dry, and I can always count on it to hide my redness. This is one of my all-time favorite foundations. Ever since it came out, it's been a favorite. I have put it in every single recommendation video for the past couple of years, and it's still my #1 ride or die foundation. So obviously I highly recommend this one. However, if you have oily skin, you're not going to love it. If you have oily skin, I would definitely go for the Power Fabric Plus. When it comes to concealer, I like everything underneath my eyes to be very lightweight, so keep that in mind when it comes to my concealer recommendations. I love this right here as my color corrector. This is a Charlotte Tilbury product, the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Away color corrector, I think it's called, or something like that. And I have mine in the shade 2 medium because I find that with my shade of under eye darkness, this is the one that goes best. I've already used one full one of these and I'm on to the second one, and I absolutely love it. I don't see myself not using this anytime soon. You can apply it with your finger or a brush, and it is the best color corrector ever. I find that it looks amazing underneath any concealer that I put on top. It doesn't crease much, just fantastic. My favorite concealer to pair that color corrector with, and my all-time favorite concealer, which I find is very underrated, is this one right here from YSL. This is the YSL Touche Éclat Full Cover Concealer, which is not actually full coverage. It's more like a medium buildable coverage, but it is the most lightweight concealer ever, and it has just the perfect amount of glow for my under eyes. I find that this wears beautifully underneath my eyes. It barely creases because it is such a thin product. It lasts forever on my skin, and I basically can't live without it. If I could keep one concealer and one concealer only from my whole makeup collection, this would be the one I would be keeping right here. It's been a favorite of mine for years, and I try other concealers and I fall in love with other concealers every once in a while, but I always go back to this one because at some point the other ones start failing me for some reason. I don't know. I just love the YSL Touche Éclat Full Cover Concealer. It is amazing. I do recommend, if you have very dark circles underneath your eyes, to put it on top of a color corrector because that is the best way that it works for me. Now, if you want a more matte finish concealer that is also very lightweight, I have been obsessed with the Armani one. This is the Armani Power Fabric Concealer. This is actually the one I'm wearing today, and as you can see, we're looking good under here. I love the texture of this one, just like my YSL one. It is extremely lightweight, and it very rarely creases. I've paired this one with the color corrector and all of my favorite under eye setting powders, and it works beautifully. And the main difference that I've noticed between these two is that the Power Fabric from Armani is a bit more of a matte finish product, and the YSL one is a bit more radiant. The next thing I do is set my face with some translucent powder or some under eye setting powder, and I'm actually so excited to talk about this next product because it is finally available at Sephora, and you can now get it with a discount if you shop the VIB sale. The powder I'm talking about is the Tone Up Powder from Laura Mercier. I've been using this one since the summertime. It randomly showed up in a box at my doorstep from Laura Mercier once. Not randomly, like I know they have my address, but it just showed up without an explanation, without a release date, without anything, right? And I started using it and I fell in love with it. And then when I went to look for it because I was recommending it to you guys in videos, I realized that it wasn't available at Sephora or Ulta or anywhere. The only place I could find it was the Laura Mercier website, and that is no longer the case. This is now available at Sephora, and it is the best translucent powder I have ever used. This is called the Tone Up Rose Powder from Laura Mercier. It has a bit of a rose hint in it, and it is the thinnest setting powder ever. I use this one all over the face, but I can also use it beautifully underneath the eyes, and it gives the under eyes such amazing brightness. I just love this powder so much. It is so lightweight, and it mattifies my dry skin to perfection without anything ever looking dry or cakey. I highly recommend it, could not recommend it enough. It is probably one of my favorite products I tried this year, and I'm not even a powder person. Like, I usually hate all powders. This one, amazing. Another loose powder that I always include in these videos and I always recommend, because throughout the years new ones come out and this one kind of prevails as one of the best, is the Huda Beauty powder. Now, in comparison to this one, the Huda Beauty can sometimes, not always, if I add a bit too much, be a little bit dry on me. That hasn't happened with the Laura Mercier one yet. However, this baking powder from Huda Beauty is one of the best powders out there. It is extremely lightweight, really nice and brightening. Also, I definitely wanted to include it in this video because this one has a lot of different shades, so you can choose darker colors with the Huda one if you need to, which is not a possibility with this rose tone up from Laura Mercier. This one seems to just have this rosy tone and this lighter translucent color. If rather than a loose setting powder, you're exclusively looking for an under eye setting powder, my favorite one, and again, this is another product that has been a favorite of mine for a very long time, is the Pat McGrath under eye setting powder. The one thing that I could recommend when it comes to this one is, I was chatting with one of you the other day that tried it and didn't love it, is you need to use a very, very fluffy, very soft brush, because if you put too much of it, you can hate it because it does build up, and so it can look a little bit heavy underneath the eyes. Just be very light-handed with it. A bit goes a very, very long way, and you will absolutely love it. This is what I'm using underneath my eyes today, and as you can see, there's no cakiness, nothing is creasing, things are looking good down here. My last powder, because I like to include something in every category, is a pressed setting powder for your face, and my favorite one is the Gucci one. I have mine in the shade 3, and this just gives my face a very natural finish to it. Everything looks blurred, everything looks matte, things look fantastic when I put this powder on. Plus, it's something that I can very easily carry with me, have in a purse. It looks really nice if you pull it out to touch up at a restaurant, etc. I love this Gucci powder. Gucci makes really amazing powder products, I've noticed throughout the years. We're actually going to talk about a couple more in today's video, but the Gucci powder is amazing, and if you're looking for a really, really good pressed powder, I recommend this one. Bronzer is another one of those categories where I just have to have a recommendation for different things because I am a bronzer freak. I love bronzer. It is one of my favorite makeup items to add to my face. If I do a full face of makeup without bronzer, I would have to wash it off, okay? Anyways, my favorite bronzer, if you're looking for a powder bronzer that looks very, very natural and is very easy to apply, has to be the Charlotte Tilbury one. This jumbo thing right here is incredible. As you can see, mine is very, very loved. I have mine in the shade 2 medium, and I just love this because you can use a small brush or a big brush, it doesn't matter. It'll look great with any kind of application, pressure, etc. It just is such an easy product to use. Now, if what you're on the hunt for is a very natural looking bronzer that is a cream, my favorite one is definitely the Rare Beauty one that comes in the stick. I have the shade Happy Soul, and I just apply a few lines of this around my face. It is very easy to blend out with any brush or sponge. The product distributes very easily. It blends like an absolute dream, and this is not going to be a contouring type product. This is a bronzer product, so don't expect to be super sculpted when it comes to this one. Expect to just have a nice amount of color to your face, and it is the easiest product to use ever, so I love it and I highly recommend it. For contouring, my favorite product ever is from Charlotte Tilbury, and it is the Charlotte Tilbury Contour Wand. I have mine in the shade light medium. This is out of stock a lot because it is a fan favorite, but last time I checked, it is available at Sephora right now. So if you are on the hunt for this one, I highly recommend it. This is easy to use, very easy to spread, and one of the most natural looking contours you'll ever find. Last but not least, when it comes to bronzers, I have a powder bronzer here with a glowy finish that I absolutely love. This looks so nice. It is very pigmented and it is super fancy. This is the Gucci bronzer. I have mine in shade 2, which is kind of a sculpting shade for me. I can actually very easily sculpt my face and contour with this one, but not all of the shades are as cool toned. However, I do really like this one. I just have to be very light-handed with it. This comes in a beautiful compact, and not only do I love the packaging of it, because let's face it, there's a lot of Gucci makeup that is trash. So not only do I love the beautiful packaging of this one, but the formula of this bronzing powder is amazing, and it has the most incredible natural finish to it. So love this one. When it comes to blush, I don't have as many options. I narrowed it down to 3. I have a liquid, a cream, and a powder. So let's start with the liquid. I have never liked a liquid blush formula as much as these Laura Mercier ones. This is called the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer Blush. My favorite shade ever is the color Southbound, which is the one I'm using today. And the reason I love these is because they're not too pigmented. So as far as liquid blushes are concerned, I also really love the Rare Beauty ones, but I feel like I can very easily make mistakes with that one. So these right here, you can add a little bit more, and they are a lot more forgiving when it comes to blending out because they have a bit less pigment, which for some reason when it comes to liquid blush, I just prefer. Plus, I really love that these Laura Mercier blushes have this incredible skin finish to them. Honestly, just the most amazing liquid blushes. When it comes to cream blushes, Tower 28 still reigns. The Tower 28 Beach Please blush in Magic Hour is still my favorite. I love this color specifically because it's not pink or peachy. It's right in the middle. This Tower 28 blush just has the perfect amount of pigmentation and blendability to it. I've had mine for probably over a year and it still feels as creamy as the first day. I did a whole rankings video when it came to cream blushes because so many of them came out at the same time, and this was by far the best formula. So I highly recommend this one, plus it's really affordable as well. And we are jumping from affordable to a very, very fancy blush formula that I have fallen head over heels in love with. When I tell you I have not been able to stop using the Gucci blushes since they came out, I'm not lying. In particular, the color Bright Coral. You can look at the description box of majority of the videos I've uploaded in the past 2 months and you will find that I'm wearing this blush right here. These Gucci blushes have the most incredible pigmentation to them. They're not shiny, but they're not fully matte either. This formula reminds me a lot of the Hermes blushes, which are like $75 each. And I just love how beautiful these blushes are. If you don't get it, I invite you to get yourself one of these because once you try it, you're just not going to be able to go back to anything else. As far as powder blush formulas are concerned, I feel like this one I might like even better than the Pat McGrath blushes, which is why these are the ones that I'm recommending you to get during this year's Sephora VIB sale. I feel like we're making some progress here. I just have a few more products to talk about. So let's go for the eyeliners. And usually I just recommend pencil eyeliners because I'm not the biggest fan of liquid eyeliners, but as you can see, I am wearing some liquid eyeliner today. I'll explain why in a second. For pencil eyeliners at Sephora, my 2 favorite ones are the Natasha Denona eyeliner formula and the Charlotte Tilbury eyeliner formula. From Charlotte Tilbury, I love the black, the brown, Walk of No Shame, and Pillow Talk. If I had to choose a colored one, Pillow Talk is definitely my favorite one, which is this one right here. It's kind of almost a burgundy-ish type color, but with a bit more red in it. Just an amazing eyeliner, and it matches all of my rose toned eyeshadows around my eyes. I love to pop this one in my waterline. Natasha Denona doesn't have as many shades, but I'm obsessed with her brown eyeliner. I just find that it is perfection, and the black as well. They're very, very intensely pigmented eyeliner formulas and also very, very soft. So love these for my waterline as well, and I highly recommend them. And as far as liquid eyeliners are concerned, I do have a new recommendation, especially if you have uneven eyelids or hooded eyes, which I have both of. So one thing I discovered not too long ago, it took me a while, is that I definitely do not ever want to do a full eyeliner line again. A half wing is what works for me. So if you have hooded eyes, consider doing half wings rather than the whole thing, because it is life-changing how much more I like eyeliner now than I used to before. Besides that, the Kaja eyeliner stamp is not a gimmick, okay? This gives me such confidence when it comes to guiding my eyeliner. I cannot put it into words. So this has a right and a left wing stamp. You can take a look right here. Here's what it looks like, right? And as you can see, it's not the most precise and it's not the most pointy, but literally that doesn't matter, because what you get with this, especially me, because like I said, I have very uneven eyelids. You can see how far in this one creases and how far out this one creases. This one's a lot more hooded than this one, and so it makes the ends of my eye look very different, right? So what I do is I position this one on the end of my eye right here, and I am able to do both stamps, one on each eye, and angle them both in the same direction. The main trick to this one is you do it with your eye open, not with your eye closed. And then you get the eyeliner, the regular liquid eyeliner that it comes with. You complete the line, you make things a little bit pointier, you bring it in all the way. And in my case, I just bring it in halfway because I love the half wing look. And I am so much more confident when it comes to actually grabbing for the eyeliner since I tried this, because I know that things are going to be angled the same way and that I'm not going to have as much of an unevenness issue as I'm used to. It's just very hard when you have uneven eyelids to get stuff to look right when it comes to eyeliners, okay? So I'm not saying that eyeliner is my new thing, because I do still love eyeshadow looks with no eyeliner. But if I ever am in the mood, like today, I feel much more confident about grabbing this than I do about freehanding the eyeliner by itself. When it comes to setting spray, this right here from Charlotte Tilbury is definitely where it is at. She's actually having a little duo of these that you can grab, or you can do like me. I already have a travel size one. This was the first thing I ever bought from her, and I love it. It has the best, finest mister ever. And then you can always get the big one and refill your little one, which is what I've been doing because I just love to use the smaller size. Anyways, this not only makes your makeup stay on your face for hours and hours and hours until you take it off, but it is also alcohol free, so it is perfect if you have sensitive skin or dry skin. My favorite setting spray of all time, and if you haven't tried this one yet, I highly recommend it. I just realized I totally skipped over highlighter because my highlighter, I put it in the wrong place and it wasn't sitting in front of me where it should have been. But anyways, I have two highlighters to recommend, one powder, one liquid. The liquid one, and my most recommended one of the two, is the Pillow Talk highlighter from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Beauty Light Wand, and this is pretty much the best highlighter I've ever had. I have never liked a highlighter as much as I like this one. This is what I'm wearing today. As you can see, it's not the most intense highlighter ever, but it does give my cheeks a really beautiful amount of shine while still being very natural looking, and I simply just love it. And if you have trouble with texture on your skin, or you simply want your highlighter to look the most natural it can look, this right here is the product for you. If you have a complexion similar to mine, definitely get the Pillow Talk shade because it is the best. And if you're going for a stronger highlighter look, if you want your highlighter to be seen from far away and whatnot, the Benefit highlighters, I feel like they don't get talked about enough, but these have one of the most amazing highlighter formulas ever. Take a look right there. They don't enhance your texture too much, especially for a powder highlighter type product. They have a few different shades. I love Tickle if you're going for something with a little bit of a pinky undertone. If you're going for something of a more warm undertone, I recommend Cookie. If you haven't tried them and you're in the hunt for a powder highlighter, mark my words, you are going to fall in love with these. Moving on to face palettes, I feel like this one's a bit of an unfair one to put in this video because it's a face and an eyes palette, and I'm not quite talking about eyeshadows in today's video, but I have to put it here because it's also a face palette, right? So the Natasha Denona Face and Eyes palette that came out last year during the Sephora sale is amazing. When this first came out, I was like, that's so basic and so boring. We don't need it, and boy was I wrong. This is probably one of my most used products of 2022. Every time I've left my house for anything, this is the product that I want to take with me because I have blush, I have highlighter, and 5 beautiful, very pigmented, and just wonderful, glamorous eyeshadows. I know it's not necessarily a super affordable palette, but I just find it so unique and so user-friendly, and I basically can't put it down, so I obviously have to talk about it. I do have 2 other face palettes to recommend. One of them is from Hourglass. It is the Elephant palette that came out this year, and this is definitely out of the Hourglass face palette collection my absolute favorite. It is the most comprehensive kind of color story. It has under eye setting powders, it's got 2 blushes, it's got a bronzer and a highlighter, so it's the most versatile of the 3 holiday palettes from Hourglass, and also the one that matches my complexion the best. The Elephant palette, definitely my favorite ever since I first tried the collection, and the only one that I have continuously reached for since I reviewed it. I know that these are a pretty penny, but these are so user-friendly. And if you love the Hourglass powder formula, which is incredible and very user-friendly, you will absolutely love the Elephant palettes. As far as mascara is concerned, I'm recommending 2 different ones. My favorite mascara of all time that is sold at Sephora is the Pat McGrath Dark Star Mascara. This one just gives me the most voluminous, longest lashes with really beautiful separation. I just love this mascara so much. And then the other one I'm recommending is one that I've been reaching for a lot lately, and it actually has a lash growth serum in the formula, so it helps to strengthen your lashes, and it is L8 Hypnose Mascara from Lancome. I was using it a couple of days ago, and for the life of me I can't find it. I don't know where I put it, so here's a picture of it. I love this one. It also gives me long, voluminous and separated lashes, plus it's got that lash growth serum in there that I'm sure can't hurt, right? All we have left to talk about is lip products, so get ready because I'm about to swatch a whole lot of things. My favorite lip liner formula ever has to be the Natasha Denona lip liners, and I have quite a few that I love. My latest obsession is this one right here, which is the Natasha Denona lip liner from my Dream collection in the shade Natasha. As you can see, even though this one is the newest one in my collection, it already is quite sharpened. See, they're even here at the bottom, so it's one of the most sharpened ones because I can't put it down. It's different from the regular Natasha lip liner in my opinion. This one's a little bit more pinky and a little bit more cool toned. Here's a regular Natasha, which I find a bit more peachy. Regular Natasha versus new Natasha. I just love that this one's a bit more cool toned. I like this one better. So just note that not all Natasha lip liners are created equal. Besides that, I also love the color Kala, which is more of an orangey brown. I love Ilona, is one of my favorite cool toned shades. Here is Kala and Ilona. Here is Julia, another one of my favorites and a bit of a darker one. I know you're about to tell me that these will look very similar to one another, and it's totally true, but I swear I use them for different occasions, and I have a reasoning behind my picks each time. And then this one here is the shade Daphne, which is a bit more of a rosy toned shade. So these are all of my favorite Natasha Denona lip liners. I highly recommend every single one of them. I love them. And as I was telling you, in my opinion, Natasha just has the best lip liner formula because they are the longer lasting, creamiest lip liners ever. Both of these are small because I also love the Pat McGrath formula so much, which you can also buy at Sephora. I have two of my favorite ones here. Done Undone, which is the lip liner I reach for when I want a true light nude lip color. And then my favorite one from Pat McGrath is the color Structure, which is more of a mid-tone brown type of a lip liner right here. And not as rosy as the Natasha ones. This one's a true brown type of a shade. Another lip liner formula I've fallen in love with is the Rare Beauty Kind Words lip liner formula. I have my favorite shade to show you right here, which is the color Worthy, and it is a really beautiful light pinky type of a shade. The difference between these specifically and the rest of the lip liners I'm showing you is that these Kind Words ones from Rare Beauty twist back and forth and you don't have to sharpen them, and the rest of the lip liners I'm showing you, you do have to sharpen, which I don't actually mind, but just so you know, these you don't. So if you prefer the ones you don't, go for the Rare Beauty one. And then the next lip liner formula I have to show you is the Charlotte Tilbury lip liner formula. My favorite one, as you can see by the size of it, is Iconic Nude, which is the one I put on quite a few hours ago. I already had dinner while I was filming this video, so it wore off a little bit. Anyways, here's Iconic Nude, which is the most iconic lip liner. Then I have Pillow Talk Medium, which is the one I love if I want something a little bit more rosy. Love Trap is more of a mid-tone brown. So these are the three colors that I love most from Charlotte Tilbury: Iconic Nude, Pillow Talk Medium, and Love Trap. As you can clearly see, I have a type when it comes to lip liner, but I promise you these are all of my most used, most favorite lip liners ever, and I just love them all, and I can't pick favorites in between these. Although if I had to, Iconic Nude, the Rare Beauty one, and the new Natasha from Natasha Denona would be my three favorite. Let's talk about lip glosses and lipsticks. I've been much more into a lip gloss, lip balm mood as of lately than lipstick, but I do have a couple of lipsticks to show you here. Anyways, if you're looking for a really amazing plumping lip gloss, the Heat lip gloss by Fenty is the one to go for. This plumps your lips a lot. You can definitely kind of feel the cinnamon in there, but your lips do look amazing. I absolutely love this one. If you're looking for a clear lip gloss, the new Ice one by Fenty is pretty nice, and the mintiest of minty lip glosses ever. It doesn't have anything overly special about it, but if you like minty lip glosses and you're on the market for a clear one, I would do this one. My most favorite lip balm I have ever tried is this fancy one right here from Westman Atelier. I have mine in the shade Nana, and I just absolutely love this one so much. It has the most incredible sheen and it feels so delicious on the lips. I don't think I've ever tried a lip balm that I like better than this one. Plus it lasts for quite a bit on the lips as well. So for a hydrating, nourishing product, I just find it very spectacular. I have a couple other glosses to talk about, and they are these right here, Natasha Denona and Pat McGrath. Both brands make incredible gloss formulas in my opinion, and these are a couple of my favorite shades. I tried not to include as many lip products as I wanted because we would be here for another 40 minutes. Anyways, this one is in the color Flesh Fantasy, and it's a really wonderful nude shade from Pat McGrath. Take a look right there. And then the other one I've been absolutely loving lately and I can't put down, literally in the description box of the past, I don't know, handful of videos I've made, because I've been wearing this lip combo for the past few weeks, the Natasha Denona Natasha lip gloss. The Natasha Denona lip glosses actually feel like balms rather than lip glosses, which is what I love most about them. They don't have as much of a long-lasting formula as the Pat McGrath ones. The Pat McGrath ones definitely last a little longer, but I just love how these feel on the lips. Anyways, this one right here is the shade Natasha. Ooh, and I have not two, but three lipsticks to share with you. First of all, the Natasha lipstick from Natasha Denona. The lip kit in my dream collection from Natasha Denona just obviously hit me hard. I love it. Here's the Natasha lipstick color. It is incredible. From Rare Beauty in the color Worthy, my favorite shade from the Kind Words collection. You guys need this. Obviously, I have a type. The Natasha one's a little shinier. This one's more of a matte finish, but they kind of look identical, which I didn't realize up until right now. And from Dior, this lipstick right here, this is a Dior Addict lipstick in the shade 100 Nude Look. This is what I was wearing at the beginning of the video. It's a really nice, shiny, balmy lipstick type of situation. And I love it. I would say it looks the same as these two, which kind of it does, but it doesn't. This one is a lot warmer and not as pigmented. I just love this Dior nude lipsticks so much. So yeah, these are my 3 lipstick recommendations right here. I know this video was a pretty long one, so if you stayed all the way to the end, please let me know down in the comment section by putting the nerd emoji back there. That's going to be our code, and that way everyone who didn't watch all the way till the end will be like, what the hell? Why are all these nerd emojis down here? So leave me a nerd emoji if you watched all the way to the end, because I know this was long-winded, but when it comes to the Sephora VIB savings event, I always want to share with you as much of my loves as I can. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Don't forget, if you want to support my channel, to please shop using my links down below in the description box, and please do so using your browser. Don't use the Sephora app, because I don't think I get credit for Sephora app sales. Anyways, I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching today's video. I really hope that this was helpful, and that is it for me. I need to rest my voice for the next few hours and I hope to see you back in the next video. Bye bye.